What's up, you guys? Let's get Nick in here. Stand right, I got knives. We're doing this live interview with NICK MINGES. Let's find him on here. Nick, are you there? Let's get him. Uh-huh. Okay, let's see if we can find him. There he is. Yo, what's up?
Hey, dude.
Cheers. Nice to meet you.
Good to meet you too.
Well, my wife is over there laughing at me. She just got home from work, so she's gonna cook something or take some food and hide in the other room. But until then, she gets to tease me.
Okay. You got your coconut water?
That's actually a kombucha, hard kombucha.
I got a kombucha too.
Perfect. Well, you got some books in the background there.
Yeah. I was trying to set up my knives in a way, but you can't see them that well.
I can see them now that you pointed out. Very nice. I got mine set up here too.
Yeah, that's a knife library.
As well as this guy crawling on the table. Get down. That's going to happen a few times.
I haven't done one of these before, so we'll see how it goes.
What's that?
I said I haven't done one of these before, but we'll see how it goes.
I've only done a few of them too. You know, they just kind of started being spontaneous just as an idea to, I don't know, it started with James. I was like, oh, what can I do that would make my page and the channel fun and just do something. I was curious about other people's journey in flipping because I've been documenting my kind of learning and my journey with flipping and collecting knives and everything. So I just kind of get curious how other people get to the point to where they are. So it just seemed like something fun to share with other people who are into this stuff.
Yeah, right on. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. What are you flipping right now?
I have Bowie Alpha Beast.
Oh, nice. Nice choice. Anything special going on there with that, or is it just stock?
It's got barrels.
Okay, like Kuski barrels or something?
Yeah, little brass ones, just one in each handle. And it's got the thicker handles.
Oh, okay, yeah. So what would that be called? Would that be a premium?
No, I think this is just a standard.
Standard, okay. Yeah, I like the Alpha Beast. The Alpha Beast was one of the first knives that I got really comfortable, like kind of throwing around in the air.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's got enough weight to be consistent on a lot of aerials. I think that's why I like the thicker handles. I just have more consistency with ladders and aerials and stuff.
Nice. Cool. Well, it looks like we got some people watching on here. Hope everybody's doing good. And the Super Bowl, you know, we had to wait for that to end. That's why we rescheduled it an hour later. It was just to let that go because we both were like, yeah, let's do it 6:30 Sunday. And my wife's like, you know, the Super Bowl's happening. And I'm like, oh, shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I live in a college town. There's a lot of people screaming outside.
Oh, God. Yeah.
I have the window open, so let me know if it gets loud. But it sounds okay right now, I think.
Cool. What's up? I hate Joff, and we got some other people on here. What's up, homie? All right, so let's tell us where you're from. You told me you live in Davis, and you just mentioned a college town, so.
Yeah, I live in Davis right now, but I'm from Crescent City, which is just a tiny town in way, way northern California, basically Oregon.
Yeah, I know that. I've driven through there.
Oh, right on.
And why did you end up in Davis? Just school or something?
Yeah, I went to Sacramento State for my undergrad, and now I'm at St. Mary's, which is in Moraga. So I drive about an hour to get to class, but it's only a couple days a week.
And how old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm 26.
All right. Looks like you got some sort of band T-shirt there. You know I own a record shop, so I'm gonna ask about
the
that.
Blade Runner shirt.
What is it?
Hold on. Just a BRS shirt.
Oh, it is like an old. I never seen that BRS shirt.
Yeah.
Huh.
I think they still have them on the website.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. Well, what do I know?
I think it's just called death metal or something like that.
Ah, okay. Cool. So what got you into Balisong clipping? Or who got you into it?
Man, it was a long time ago. I remember seeing pictures of like Jerry Ham's original Basilisk, like the one that had the green inside the G10. That was probably the first Balisong that like really caught my eye, but it was a long time before I actually bought one. I remember like early people that I watched a lot, like Phoenix Fire, Fake Spiderfly. I learned a lot of stuff from this YouTuber named Aztecia. He took all his videos down, so I don't know where he is. Vincent Dark was around back then too. I don't think most of his stuff is up anymore.
So how long's that been now that you've been flipping?
A long time. Like I went back in my Instagram recently to try to figure out when I got serious with it, and I have a picture of a 42, and that is in like September of 2014. But it was, I mean, I'd been into Balisongs and I had like cheap knives for a long time before that. I remember the 42 being on like Blade Play or Blade HQ, whatever it's called. They had it on sale for like $175, I think, because they were like getting rid of the last ones. And I didn't buy one actually. I ended up getting a Benchmade 32 instead because that's how good at decisions I was back then. I still think about that. Like I could have got a 42 for like less than $200. It didn't happen.
I just traded for a $700 one. That was probably $200 back then.
Yeah, exactly. They're stupid even now. I don't think they're worth it. Really.
Yeah, I got it just because I don't have one, so it's nice to add one to the collection. But I'm not really a Benchmade collector.
Yeah, like I was following Balisongs for a while when I lived in Michigan, but there was like a big break that I took because I moved back to California, and skateboarding kind of took over for like most of high school.
Yeah, Balisongs and skateboards kind of go hand in hand, you know, like a few other things like the Kadama and yo-yos and fidget toys and shit like that. But skateboarding for sure, especially too how it's so related to music, I feel. In a way,
Yeah.
you know, kind of related just in people's interests.
They all kind of feel like performance arts or flow arts stuff. I don't know.
So how do you deal with California laws? For people are always talking about this with me because I own a shop and I sell knives and I do everything I do, and I kind of do it like, well, it's not really illegal in my mind, and even though to some degree it is.
Are you selling trainers? Do you have Balis too?
I have both, everything, yeah, in the shop, just right there.
I don't know what exactly the laws are out here, but I do know that.
Well, they're going to be the California laws, but do you worry about it much carrying a live Balisong?
I mean, I've known people who have gotten their trainers confiscated by police, so like I worry a little bit, but I don't flip anywhere too obviously stupid unless it's worth the risk if I'm going to get a good video or something.
Right.
But yeah, I don't really see the point in buying a trainer when people are going to steal those anyway.
Yeah, trainers have become like, you know, I'm like those I just sell like nobody's business, but the live blades I have in the shop too, but if a cop was to roll in, I would just explain that those are display only. I have an online shop and I ship them all over the world.
Do you have like enough of a following or I don't know what I'm trying to say. Does the Church of Balisong have like a San Diego chapter? Do you have like regular customers out there?
Oh yeah, we have our San Diego Balisong Club, and we get together and have meetups and stuff for sure.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
It's so hard to imagine, like, years ago, even 3 or 4 years ago, a physical place where enough people could hang out to actually generate that kind of event. You know what I mean? Like, I know so many people who are like, I don't know a single person in my state or like in my
It's
any area.
an effort, and we get like anywhere from like 10 to 20 people, 25 maybe is the largest we've had, something like that, you know. So it's not a whole ton, but we keep working on it and trying to get it to grow. But even 10 people hanging out flipping knives is super fun, you know.
Yeah, California's super packed with flippers, it seems like, but we're all spread out pretty far.
Yeah. All right, let's see. What was your, oh, you mentioned what was your actual first purchase of a Balisong? What did you say?
Did you say what year or
Or
what?
no, what was it? I think you mentioned, was that the Benchmade?
Yeah, the Benchmade 32 was my first like quality knife. But before that, it was all the plastic or not plastic, but like those aluminum CCCs. I had like a 13-incher.
And what's your favorite knife right now, would you say?
I flipped the Alpha Beast a lot, but I have like 3 different blade shapes of it, and besides that, just the Genesis.
Okay, and your most expensive would be the Genesis.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have one right here somewhere. Mine's an early one. The Genesis.
Yeah, that's a nice one.
Yeah, with the extra curve. I recently picked up this, which was kind of cool, talking about ABs. That's a Chab.
Oh, yeah.
Hammer Chab.
I was thinking about buying that for a long time, and I did not.
Yeah, this was ARC's.
Yeah. Do you like that?
Oh, yeah, I love it. It's really nice. It's super grippy, like extra grippy.
Is it Beat Blast or something?
Yeah.
I can't find my tab right now.
You can't find your Chab?
No.
What's the point, or is there a trick that you learned where kind of everything clicked, would you say? Like, I don't, for me, I feel like there's been different levels, even though I'm nowhere near as good as anybody, but like I feel like I hit these little levels where I'm like, oh, okay, now I can do that more confidently, and all these little things kind of. But was there a point where you're like, okay, I'm actually getting kind of good?
I don't know. That's interesting, because it's almost like every single trick that you learn gives you a certain new platform, because like every trick you can link to other tricks.
Right.
So I don't know if there was like a single one that opened a whole bunch of things. Maybe like being able to do an aerial from one hand to the other, or like gunslingers or something like that. Like starting to get really into transfers was probably it, but I don't know if I could pick a single trick.
Right. And what was the hardest trick for you to learn, do you feel? Or most challenging, one that you remember that you go, God, when I finally got that down?
Maybe net catch. I still don't like that one very much.
Right.
I still suck at the giraffe. I don't think I've done one on video yet. I can do them, but they just look stupid to me.
Right. Like shortstops took me a long time to get, and they're still kind of sloppy for me, even though it's like a pretty normal trick. It's just like I could never get the like momentum to work with me, and then finally it just started working.
Oh yeah, that's one of those tricks that just feels so good when you do a smooth one.
Right. Yeah, for sure. Do you have a favorite trick that you like, that you're like that you add into your combos a lot, but also one that you just think looks really good to you?
I want to say basic aerial, because I think my style is just to throw as many aerials into a combo as I can. But besides that, I like this reverse fan thing. That's kind of cool. Let me try to do it again. That shit.
Joff does that shit really, really well. Like, I was at Blade Show when he was using the Cerrone trainer. I was like, damn, like he has it clean, man.
Yeah, he's really tech.
Yeah. Let's see. I know you do collabs, and you did those ones with Red Edge, who I've done an interview with. He was my second interview. You're my third. He's a super nice guy. I really dig his style because it's almost like matrixy. Like, he makes things look like they aren't supposed to be happening, and they are. And then he's kind of got this like almost like he's like a fashion model doing Balisong tricks. But really sweet guy, really nice. What other flippers do you like, or who do you enjoy watching? Who do you feel inspiration from? Anybody you want to shout out or anything like that?
Dude, there's so many good people right now. I have a lot of friends that flip, though. I don't want to leave anybody out. I'm almost afraid to mention anybody.
Okay, that's fair. Totally fair. You like everybody.
Let's shout out Bali Hub right now, because he's tuning in from the kingdom, the United Kingdom, and it's like he told me it's like 3:30 in the morning there right now.
That's dedication right there.
Yeah, like dedicated homie.
Yeah, we appreciate that. All right, let's see. So tell us your story with BRS and DCB and sponsorships, and how did that all come about, and what's your feeling on it, and whatever.
Let me see. It was Blade Show. Was it 19? I think it was Blade Show 19. I met Dave there, and I think that was the first time I met Ed too. And the way the BRS thing happened was mostly the contest that year. I went up against Moyes in the first, I think it was the first round. And I just did this gunslinger to Van Gogh. That was the combo that I got him with. And I think he dropped the knife, so I like automatically took it basically. But right before I did the combo, I was super nervous, and Ed was standing right behind me, and he put his hand on my shoulder, and he's like, "You got this, dude." And I nailed it like super effortlessly. I surprised the heck out of myself. And then immediately got out in the next round. Like, I did not do well in the contest at all, but Ed hit me up afterwards anyway, just because I don't know.
I mean, getting up there and even doing it in the first place is nerve-wracking, I imagine, 100%,
Yeah.
So you got to respect anybody who does it at all,
Dude, one year at the contest, I bought a Bowie Alpha Beast, and then I dropped it on my foot while I was waiting in line for the contest to start. And that was the worst one ever.
And it stuck you?
Yeah, I was bleeding a lot. Like, the first
shit.
aid lady was like, dude, she was pissed. Because she was like, somebody else on the other side of the venue, like, they have a real problem. I have to go help them. So, like, you take some bandages and just, like, hobble around for a while. So, yeah, that year I did the contest on one leg and, like, I was out immediately. But yeah, that was BRS. Dave I met that year, and I had a lot of friends in the community before. I want to say I knew like 2 or 3 people who had offered to make a knife or offered to help me design a knife or something. And those people always just kind of disappeared into the woodwork after a while. They end up like having a kid or experimenting with their life somehow. But Dave I met at that Blade Show, and he was like, I got an idea for a knife, and it's gonna be coming soon. And then, by next time I saw him, which I think was the next Blade Show, he had the Jenny. And I've sort of just been helping him refine it from like model to model, like little tiny changes over the past couple of years with like the thickness of the handles or like the weight of the spacers. I think the blade stock has gone down a tiny bit.
Yeah, I have one of the original blade stocks where it's a little thicker.
Yeah.
But man, I love that knife. I love his work. His work is amazing.
Yeah,
I fear that knife has cut me really good a couple times. So I'm always like,
yeah,
okay, I have the DCB in my hand. Let's make sure.
yeah. Dude, his edges are kind of terrifying. Like, I've taken a couple clips with like brand new Jenny, and yeah, it's been nerve-wracking.
What about Don't Stop Productions?
Don't Stop Now was run by my friend Matt Lacey.
Right. Okay.
And he kind of exited the community for a while. I think he may eventually come back, but he has a kid to take care of right now, and he's kind of laying low, I guess. But yeah,
because you did some videos for them, right?
Yeah, Matt.
Yeah, I've seen him.
Matt had like a really good quality setup, and he did some cool reviews and stuff. And I think that's how he started the DSMP thing. And then eventually he like wanted to showcase other flippers and stuff.
I appreciate his sense of humor because I'm kind of like ridiculous like that at moments too.
Yeah, Matt's great. I still talk to him.
Anybody who's not afraid to wear a tight shirt with their belly showing, you know, I can deal with that. That's him, right? Who you're talking about?
Matt? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he's funny. Any tips that you would share about like either caring for your knife or like about learning tricks? Any like things that get you like I don't know, just any silly thing about like, I don't know, from keeping your pivots tight to, I don't know, just any maintenance things that you do that maybe other people don't do as much as you notice?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really do anything special. Just keep it oiled. I've bought a ton of Alpha Beasts, just trading around and experimenting to see which ones I like the best. I haven't had any that lock up on me, but I have disassembled them, like moved the blades around and had them lock up. But honestly, just experimenting with which screw I put in or how the washers are flipped. I've never like busted an Alpha Beast or made the bushings like unusable. They always work for me if I just fiddle with them a little bit.
Right. Do you do any, some people like stretch before they flip or like prepare in a certain way. Do you do anything like that?
Stretch?
Or like, I don't know. I've heard about people who do like, was it who, I don't remember who it was. I was watching some video and they like stretch before they flip. I never do that. I never do that. I maybe have a drink or, you know, an edible or something.
I mean, I do a lot of stretching. It's funny that you mentioned that because, like, the thing that moved me from skateboarding to flipping was, like, a back injury. And so I still do a lot of stretching. Flipping is like the dangerous thing that I do that doesn't murder my legs and my body. But, yeah, that being said, I probably should. Like, the day after Evan left, the day after we filmed all those power aerials together, I was so sore, dude. That was the worst.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely, it's not a like super crazy cardio workout, but I definitely go in my backyard and I'm flipping and moving around and you contort your body in certain ways. So, yeah.
Yeah, like Evan's style is like he's constantly moving, shifting his weight from one leg to the other or like reaching over here for a Van Gogh or something. And yeah, keeping up with that all day was taxing for sure.
That's why I made that comment about being made of rubber. Because like doing these things, like I'm a bigger guy. Like I have a hard time putting my hand behind my back and trying to catch. Like you, who's skinny, can do that shit a lot easier. So
yeah, I don't feel like rubber, but I'm glad that it looks good, I guess.
Gonna somebody wants to do a collab in person here. Bali Hub.
Yeah, it's Josh.
Sorry, I was just reading that real quick. Let's see. We're going to do some, just so you guys know, we are going to open it up to Q&A at the end, and also just bullshit here a bit if we want to. So as long as Nick wants to put up with this, we'll kind of keep going once all the questions are done.
Yeah.
Let's see. Well, yeah, you've competed before. Do you ever, are there other places that you like, people you meet up with, or like the Babe group, or?
Yeah, I've met most of the dudes in the Squid Squad. Lucas's shop isn't that far away from me. It's like maybe 2 hours from here. We used to do meetups down there sometimes. Also, I filmed some stuff with Taco Bell Saint, aka Julius Pepperwood, aka Fake Spiderfly, aka Ryan. I hope I eventually see the footage.
Cool.
Jared lives in Sacramento. Jer Bear on Instagram, I think is still his name.
So many people I follow, but not sure, you know, I haven't put it together or things like that.
Yeah, he posts super rarely.
And so do you still go down to Squid once in a while and visit her?
Yeah. I haven't been in a while, but
I want to go there. I mean, being a dealer, and those guys are so nice. I mean, TV and Lucas and all of them are very nice.
Yeah, all those dudes were super cool. We used to have the thing we called the NorCal Boys, and we were supposed to do another meet, but that was, you know, pre-pandemic and all. I think it'll probably happen eventually.
I just smelled my Bali because I was like, smelled something weird, and I'm like, what is that smell? I think it's the smell of fresh handles or fresh scales.
Are those gold dust?
Yeah. Yeah, with the aluminum spacers as well.
That dude's doing a lot of cool shit.
Yeah, he's real nice as well. Another nice person. Oh, are you going to compete in the next? Yeah, are you going to Atlanta?
I'm hoping to, yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, I'll be out there working the Cerrone table and having some fun, enjoying the time.
Cerrone stuff looks crazy. Dave said he really likes his.
Yeah, Cerrone's stuff is crazy, and he keeps evolving because, you know, he just started his company in 2020. Although he had been making Balisongs for a long time for Fior, he's, you know, so I think now he's still trying to search around and find his place.
Yeah.
Is what I get. I mean, and I talk to him nearly every day, every other day. But right now, Cerrone has COVID, so he's locked up for 10 days. Poor guy. He's like going crazy, but he's like, oh, I'll just design right now and not work. So let's start with Bali Hub's question here. I think we can move on to like questions. I don't know if there's anything else, but I kind of went over my list. So,
all right.
Look, but things will come up as we go. What was the older community like? And have you been flipping? Have you seen flipping evolve?
As far as what the community was like back when I started, I'm not really sure because I wasn't personally friends with people that I watched their videos, you know? I learned a couple of tricks and went back to stuff, you know? But now, the community, like, it feels so much more interconnected. It feels so much easier to make connections with people. And the whole world of it has just expanded so much, you know? Like, flipping has become its own, like...
Are you pretty good at skating, too? Do you skate? Are you, like...
Yeah, I used to skate, and it feels really similar, you know? Like, flipping right now is maybe like the way skateboarding was in like the 80s. It's like
That's what I always explain to people that come into my shop. Like, these are the new skateboard decks.
yeah, it's slowly gaining traction, but it's getting really, really popular. And it's become like its own like self-contained universe. You know what I mean? Like we used to have to really depend on outside companies, and there were maybe only a few active flippers who were feeding us all content. But now it's like, dude, I know so many dudes who are making awesome knives, and I know so many dudes who are making great videos. And it's just crazy that it keeps evolving and progressing the way that it does, you know? Like the fact that I get to take something that my friend made with their hands and then make art with it and show that to people is crazy.
Yeah. So somebody's asking about tie Zen pins. I've never even known that anybody's making tie Zen pins.
I have no idea.
Yeah, I have no idea about that either.
I've only heard
Ahmed's asking about your worldviews. Do you have any worldviews? Do you think the world is fucked?
no.
You can pass on that. How would you say flipping has evolved? You kind of went on that. Okay? What's your favorite knife? What favorite knife to flip? So you like the AB, right?
Yeah.
Do you flip a replicant at all?
That would be it.
Do you ever flip a replicant?
I flipped one years ago. I had like a V1. I don't know what I got rid of it for, but yeah, I'm looking into getting one soon.
Yeah, Red Edge flips replicants where you flip ABs.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see what else is on here. Squid has tie Zen pins on their tie mod. Is that true? Zen pins tie? I don't know. Maybe. Did you see Seiji's new video?
Yeah, with the pea puddle.
Yeah, where he's in the elevator or something.
Yeah, that's great.
What's your grail knife bitten by the Bali is asking.
Grail knife. I don't know. The Genesis was it for a long time. This one is like the limited edition, and it's the first limited edition that was made, and I think there's maybe only like 2 or 3 of them currently. But it's got some jimping in the back.
Oh yeah.
And the blade is like a regular Tanto. It's not rounded off on the bottom.
Nice.
So that's pretty sick. Besides that, I think I really want to try one of Seth's SL Balisongs. He let me try the prototype, and I liked it a lot.
Have you tried a lot of? You probably have tried just by being around other flippers a bunch of different Balisongs, right?
Yeah. I flipped a lot of different stuff, but it seems like there's a new knife coming out every week now.
Yeah, crazy. Let's see here. Oh, yeah, somebody was curious if you liked reps. Yeah. Yeah, they dropped his Nami in the elevator with B. What's the difference in control between a rep and an AB? Yeah, between the AB and the rep, the difference in control.
I don't know. I'd have to have them both.
The AB feels heavier, and I believe, but they're very similar weights, the stock versions, right?
Yeah.
But
and honestly, I don't think that's a fair question, because there's so many different ways to mod each knife that it becomes ridiculous to try to think about like what's the best AB or what's the best.
But ABs tend to have a little bit more ass weight, I feel.
Yeah, I think,
you know, again, like you said, which version is it? Blah blah blah. Okay, how do you destroy your fingers? How do you not destroy your fingers?
I don't know, man. Just practice, paying attention.
Yeah, my early videos on YouTube, if you watch, I'm covered in band-aids. It's just
Yeah.
like hilarious. And I still get cut, but not like I used to. And, you know, but I've been really inspired by you guys watching, like, because I love doing like around the backs and different things. I learned the Van Gogh. There's a ton of stuff that you guys do that I don't know, but like that was one when I pulled off the van, started doing a Van Gogh with a live blade. I was like, oh man, shit, I could do this. Wow. That was impressive for me. But yeah, that's something talking about skateboarding. Just like skateboarding, you kind of, just like you learn how to fall on a skateboard, you learn how to kind of not get cut as bad by how you grab the knife in the air. And that's a lot like skateboarding too, is like learning how to fall, learning how to catch your knife, even if you're fucking up or something, or not catching your knife and just letting it hit the ground.
Yeah, definitely. I still need to master the not stabbing myself in the foot thing. Like I talked to Brian Kanaka about it, and he was like, "You just dance, you know, you just jump out of the way. That's all it is." Or like I've stabbed knives like straight through my shoe. Like there's no protection. That's an illusion. Like you're playing with death, man. Like you're gonna bleed at some point.
I'm really good at jumping my feet out of the way, and I just need to knock on wood or something because I'm probably going to stab it through my foot. I've not taken it to the top of my foot, but in my thighs, like dropping it on through my pants on my thighs, and then all of a sudden I have this blood spot on my thigh.
Yeah. The one thing that I learned from Evan actually when we were flipping is how to kind of space out my aerials. Like if you watch his flipping really slow, what you'll notice is that almost every one of his aerials is just one rotation. And then when I do a Van Gogh, it's almost always two because you get a little bit more momentum with the second rotation. But he somehow like throws all of his aerials like in slow motion so that they just like rotate kind of spacey.
Right.
You can cover like a lot of distance with them and still spot the landing really easy.
That's how I do my around the back. It's just one rotation, and that's kind of like if it starts going twice, I'm like, oops, let it go.
Yeah.
So those are things I'm working on, is like little like single flips that go around an extra to a closed position rather than open. That's kind of where I'm at now, like kind of dialing in those kind of comfort zones of like how much energy to put behind something.
Yeah, now I have certain tricks that I like to do with two rotations and some that I think are a little bit easier with one.
Yeah, I don't fuck around with two rotations with a live blade yet. Like twice around, all the way around like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I leave those alone right now. Let's see. Yes, they are Thai. Yeah, drop the knife in piss. Where is he? Looking at the Genesis, really want to get one. The Genesis cost, I think they're like, what, $1,200 or something like that, right? Around there? Something like that?
Like 9.
Yeah, I think it depends what you do to it, too. Like if you're getting Damascus or...
Oh, yeah, if you soup it up, it's definitely more money. But
yeah. But it's also that's not the hard part is getting on the list and having him have the time to do it. Yeah. I've been bugging him for a while, and I just kind of stopped, and I'm like, okay, just, I'm not going to ask anymore. You just let me know. I'm ready. He knows who I am, and I already picked one up on the secondary, but he knows I'd like to get another.
Right on. Yeah, but they're worth the wait.
And I'm sure there's many other people in that boat too. So, do you think flipping will explode in popularity again at some point? I mean, it kind of is, right?
Yeah. Cap just popped up. Yeah, I think it gets a little bit bigger all the time. I don't think it'll be like one day you wake up and it's like pop music, but, incrementally, it is going to keep growing.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at skateboarding, it's, again, really easy to compare it to that. But skateboarding, I mean, look at sponsorships. There's like that happening, the companies, the clothing, music. You know, it's really tied in a lot together. Very similar.
Yeah.
I mean, at my shop, I have like 13-year-old kids that come and wait for a squid drop. And then, you know, because their kid bought one in school, you know, their friend who goes to school with them has one. And there's a squiddy or a squid trainer of some sort, probably nearly in every school in America, I would guess. Somebody knows about it everywhere. And, you know, at least one. And then their friends tell them, and then it just keeps growing.
Yeah. Nuts. Yeah. I remember seeing a Benchmade 42 in the movie The Punisher, and I was like,
I don't remember The Punisher. What's the SF? Somebody's talking about it's called the SF. I don't know. Reps are heavier than the AB alts, and Bowies are the same. Really? Wow. I guess I got that wrong. I always feel like the AB feels a little heavier. Whoops. Are you looking at these questions here at all, or no? All ABs are lighter than stock. People are, let's see.
I can't scroll through them for some reason.
That's okay. I'll do it. Somebody, yeah, he's going to go to Blade Show this year. Worst injury I've ever had was in my hand. Profile pic, flipping. Oh yeah, that's a real picture. Yeah, that is definitely bitten by the Bali. If you were getting robbed and had a Bali, how would you stab him?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, but Balisongs are not a self-defense tool.
No, I have some pepper spray for stuff like that, and run. What's the worst cut you've ever had?
Worst cut ever would probably be one of the foot injuries. There was one with a tacky that got me like right at the web, like in between the fingers, and that was pretty disgusting. Like the point got me right there, and it didn't do anything super dangerous, but I could definitely see the inside of my hand. Like I could see the tendons moving when I wiggled my finger. So yeah, pretty disgusting.
Okay, what Bali do you regret selling the most?
I don't know. I had a stock tacky once. Maybe the EX10. I don't know.
Somebody's asking, how is Jared? Another person asked if you're religious.
Church of the Balisong.
There you go. Good answer.
I haven't talked to Jared since we've filmed together last time. He's cool though. I think Josh has a question that I haven't gotten to yet.
Let's see. I need to move along here. No, we're not letting people in yet. We're just keeping this going for the moment.
I have not flipped a black Balisong product. They look cool though.
What was the Joff question? I missed that. Or was that it? Yeah, Black Balisong stuff. Some of their stuff's really good.
Murnack says, would you consider getting a TAC2 clone since they're basically the same? I don't know, man. I'm not a clone dude.
Yeah, I understand why people do it because they don't have very much money. But I kind of like, you know, they're supposed to, some of them are as good. I'm not a clone guy either, so I never do it. So, but I don't. Best weed you've ever smoked?
My favorite is Blue Dream. That's not an eclectic answer, but it is. That's how I feel.
What are your guys' thoughts on a channel bushing petrol?
I have
feel
no
like
on that.
the petrol is kind of heavy. That's my worry.
I haven't looked.
They look cool as hell though, but they're just heavy. And Max Ace can be really hit and miss with their quality, to be honest. I sell them, and they have some cool stuff at the cheaper price, but then if you start spending too much for them, yeah.
I swear I had another knife.
So are you a writer, Nick? Yeah, that's one of my questions I didn't add to the list. Like, what do you do other than Balisongs?
Yeah, I'm in a grad program for creative writing right now. I'm doing poetry at the moment. I might try some extra fiction.
Are you influenced by music a lot? Do you like music? Are you a musician? Do you play music?
I do heavy metal vocals.
There you go.
I'm not in like a functioning group right now. I read.
Talking about the petrol still. Cool. Yeah, I've always been curious to try one. I've actually never tried one. I just know about them. Maybe I've tried one. Actually, I think somebody did have one at a meetup once. Now that I'm remembering, but it was a little while ago, and I can't remember. Yeah, the squiggle wrap. I know. Dick flips. We talked earlier. We were messaging. I have my squiggle up for sale that I just recently picked up. So yeah, we can talk about that. Maybe I'll want the petrol. We'll see. Make much do you and what? I don't understand. I'm not sure what that means, Bali Hob. Make much do you and cost to buy?
I don't know, man. That one's a poem.
Maybe it's getting really late for him over there, and so he's just talking in his sleep.
You think certain grails are overrated? Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I kind of agree. Although I have a few that are really nice.
Oh, how much does a Genesis cost to buy? The base is, I think, $930.
Yeah, I paid $11 for mine on the secondary. Or no, it was $1,000. Yeah, it was listed at $11, and I got it for $1,000.
Yeah, that's pretty normal for the secondary price, I think.
Let's see. Bali Hub, it's all good. It was funny. I really like the Ga. One of the best knives I've ever flipped. The Ga is really nice. I have the one right there. This one.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah, that's a nice knife. And sharp as heck, man.
I haven't flipped one of those either.
That cut right there is from it.
Yeah.
Just did it the other day. Yeah, they really are nice and sound good too when you're flipping. Do you care about things like that, like sound? And I mean, I'm sure you kind of get into it, right?
I don't know. I don't like super loud knives, but I do like that noise that you get on a really good shortstop. That little skit.
Yeah.
That's cool. I like that a lot.
Bali Hub wants a hookup, Nick. Should you get a Kraken? Yes, you should get a Kraken, in my opinion. Nick, what do you think of Krakens?
If you want one, you should get one. I tried the Tanto one, I think, and it felt a little bit weird to me. You know, when you pick up a knife that's just off for you, and you're like, I'm gonna cut myself immediately. But the Bowie one felt really good.
Yeah, I'm a fan of the Kraken. Every time I start flipping a Kraken again, I'm like, oh yeah, this is so familiar and nice. And I think they're a great knife for people's first live blade because they're not too heavy. I suggest it often to people as their first live blade.
They're super light.
Yeah. Yes, Kraken's really good. Arthur has the GA I flipped. How does one fuel their knife addiction? Oh man, yeah. That's the thing. Buying and selling and finding good opportunities, having another job to do it. I ended up having to start selling knives at my record shop to make sense of my knife addiction. So then I became a dealer and stuff. So that was like the smartest thing I ever did, was like, oh, I should sell knives at my record shop. That's a great idea. I was like, I had started with like a small little section of pocket knives. And then I contacted Squid, and luckily the first review I did ever on my YouTube channel was of a Mako. So I've been reviewing Balisongs from the beginning, although I do pocket knives and all sorts of stuff. But luckily, Squid Industries took me on as a dealer. I'm like one of 6 dealers on their website. I think I just have a lot of passion behind it. Obviously, I do this kind of stuff, and I'm older. I'm responsible. I pay my bills. So yeah, I don't know. Get a job and don't be a dick.
The thing I would say is doesn't help. I'm not gonna help you get knives, but once you do get there, you can just trade them around.
Yeah,
like
totally.
You're okay with having a collection of like 5 or 6 or whatever. You can trade them around until you're happy.
Exactly. That's what I'm doing. I'm kind of clearing through some of my stuff I don't use as much, or maybe I don't want as much. Still good stuff, but it's just maybe not for me, but might be for somebody else what they want. So, and keeping the things that speak to me.
Yeah.
Y'all going to Blade Show Texas? Not Texas, but Squid Industries is going to be at Blade Show Texas. But I'm waiting to hear how that goes for them. I'm sure it'll be great.
Is that new?
Yeah, they've never been to Texas that I know of before.
Is Atlanta's still happening though?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh, it's okay.
I mean, I hope so. I haven't talked to them about that, but I can't imagine they're not going to be Atlanta. There's no competition in Texas. They're just selling.
Huh.
You got bored of your Kraken? Get a Kraken. I mean, every knife you have for a while, you can kind of eventually get bored of, I guess. But I went in, it's nice. Tanto, Bowie feels odd, but Bowie is not. I like the Bowie a lot. I like them both, but I like the Bowie more. I agree with Nick on that. What are your thoughts on the Konos? They nice, they flip nice, but I don't think they're worth $2,500. That's what somebody's saying. Have you ever flipped one?
Yeah, they're good flippers. They flip the way that they look. They do, if that makes sense. But yeah, they are a ridiculous amount of money. I wouldn't buy one to beat it, obviously.
Yeah, I was looking to buy one for a while. I was going to trade a bunch of stuff and get one, and then I just kind of, after passing on a couple, I was just like, I gave up looking, and maybe it'll happen again. But I just was like, $2,500 on a Balisong. Nah.
Yeah, I mean, it's like any grail. You just have to tell yourself whatever you need to justify it.
Yeah, I would have to trade a couple. Wouldn't just put up that cash. I would have to be like a couple knives and some cash or something. Have you ever had a time where you haven't been flipping? Somebody's asking.
Like in my life or like during the day?
How about both?
I don't know. I try to flip as much as possible.
I think you said earlier you stopped for a little while when you were skating more and then got back into it later.
Yeah. So I want to say that like I first encountered Balisongs at maybe like age 14 and was like kind of into it through middle school. But then when I got back to California around 15 or 16, I took a break until I was like 20.
I'm looking for a V1 all black Tonto Kraken. I should be having a Kraken drop hopefully at the end of March. Right now I have a bunch of trainers available on the shop. Let's see. I flip a Triton V2. What's your guys' thought on a V2 Triton versus the first one? I think the V2 Triton is actually really good. I'm recommending that a lot to people lately. Personally, I think the V2 Triton's good. You know, have you tried that one there, Nick?
Not the V2, but I will say that I went to Blade with the Squid guys one time. I worked the booth, and when I was doing that, the V1 Triton was like all I flipped that whole weekend. I think that's their best product, is the Triton. I don't know why, it just has really good balance.
Yeah, I overlooked it for a while. I got into some of the others, and then lately I've been coming back to the Triton and going, dang, this thing's so good. Because I just have one on display in my shop, and I'm always grabbing it now. Just amongst all the others sitting there, I'm always grabbing the Triton. V1 Tanto, but I doubt he'll sell it. V1 rep scales, not. What's his at? Okay, what's your favorite type of tricks?
Type of tricks? Either transfers or aerials.
What's that called when you guys do it and it's like, I don't know, you guys like stop it halfway in between. You guys do that crazy thing. What's the name? What's that even called? Or does it have a name?
I don't know if it does, but I think I know what you're talking about. Like where you throw like a Van Gogh or something and you catch it before it's done rotating.
Yeah.
Out of the air.
Yeah, it just looks nuts.
Yeah, I learned that from Evan. I don't know what he calls it though.
Yeah, that stuff's like that's where it gets all matrixy.
Yeah. From an hour.
What's that?
It's 8:30 already.
Oh yeah. You want to wrap it up here soon?
I'll do a few more questions. I gotta get making dinner pretty soon.
Nick, do you do a lot of shipping?
Shipping.
Oh.
I don't know. Send me a message about it.
All right. How long have you both been flipping? I've only been flipping like almost like a year and a half. You know, not that long. And I've documented most of my journey from when I barely could just open this with two hands and not get cut.
Yeah.
But I had a Balisong when I was a kid, but getting into it now and rethinking that and actually learning tricks and stuff, it's been a year and a half almost.
Yeah. I think taking a random guess, I want to say like 6 or 7 years, maybe longer.
Let's see. What's up? Oh yeah, you're an hour late. Love the background. Thank you. Have you tried a squiggle wrap? I just did. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, the Litech is one of my favorites to flip. It's in my top 5. I really love a Litech a lot. I think some of you might know that. I'm a big fan of it. Have you tried his Vicks products? If so, anything you like?
No, I haven't.
I have this Vic Scale 4 and I like it for a trainer. It's good. It's a little thin up near the top, but it's kind of cool. Yeah, I like it. What knife should he buy? Not a squid.
I don't know, dude. I've been sitting here flipping an AB for an hour.
I think an AB is a great knife to buy.
And I think it's a great knife, either the rep or the AB, if you're getting into it, because if there's anything that you don't know about it, there's 100 people that'll fix it.
What's up, Blue 51?
All the different scales and spacers and blade shapes and all that. It's endless.
What's your thoughts on OSP?
I have thoughts on OSP. I'd rather not share.
Okay. I'll share mine. I love my Matrix too, and I'm not ashamed to say it. Although that new trainer thing he put out, I got one and I'm not digging that. I don't even know what to do with it. It's so hard to flip that thing. It makes me feel silly. But my Matrix 2, and then I've flipped other Matrixes that were horrible. But my Matrix 2, specifically that one knife, and I think I just got lucky. It's a great one. It really is good. Because I've heard both sides of this story. Anyway, thoughts on a squid trainer?
They're good.
Yeah, I agree. All right, moving on. What's the best flipping Bali either of you have tried? Let's just go with AB.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. Wow, the AB, there's so many good knives, man. There really are. I like the machine-wise stuff. I mean, there's just way too many. The JK stuff, all the BRS, all the squid stuff. Let's see. Yeah, I gotta go. Been nice tuning in. Have a good night. That's a great place to end it. That's not even a question. It's a statement, and we should probably do the same thing.
All right.
Hey, Nick, thank you so much, man. It was really super awesome to meet you and hear some of your story and share that with everybody. I think probably we got some viewers and hopefully some other people watch us as well. And I hope I can either make it through Davis sometime or in person in Atlanta. Say what's up in person, and I thank you very much for doing this.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me on. I'm sure we'll meet at some point. That'd be cool.
Awesome, man. Thank you. I'm going to try and post this correctly without deleting it.
All right.
This is the part that scares me. All right.
Keep 'em flipping.
Later, guys.